The first thing I did after being reborn was to watch my classmates be late for the exam. This was because in my previous life, on the day of the Aerospace Bureau's campus recruitment exam, my boyfriend, in order to wait for the scheming woman, who was late, led the entire class to delay the time going to the exam hall. As the class monitor, I kindly urged everyone to go ahead and take the exam, but I was met with nothing but accusations. I begged for 10 minutes in the pouring rain. Before the classmates reluctantly agreed to leave, we finally arrived at the exam hall in the last minute, before the exam started. But after the exam ended, the scheming woman, whose plan had failed, became enraged. She pushed me off the rooftop. I was severely injured and covered in blood. My boyfriend, along with the entire class, provided false testimony, accusing me of making the scheming woman miss the exam and claiming I was guilty and jumped off the building out of guilt. The scheming woman took advantage of the situation, pretending to be a victim to gain sympathy, and became a huge internet celebrity. I only learned the truth after I died, that it was all part of the scheming woman's plan. She knew her grades were too poor to pass the exam, so she deliberately arrived late in an effort to frame me for the missed exam. My father, in an attempt to clear my name, kneeled in front of my boyfriend, begging him to tell the truth. But my boyfriend mocked me, saying I deserved it. He believed that if I hadn't kept pressuring everyone, the scheming woman would have made it too. The exam bus. Eventually, under the pressure from my boyfriend, my father had a heart attack and died right in front of me. I swore that in my next life, I would make them pay for their blood debts. When I opened my eyes again, I found myself back on the day of the exam, looking at my angry boyfriend. This time, I didn't try to persuade him. Instead, I got on the bus. Since the classmates were willing to wait, let them wait as long as they needed. After all, I had already been accepted by the Aerospace Bureau. This exam was just a formality for me. Watching the classmates cheer joyfully in the rain, I couldn't help but sneer. Half an hour later, the exam would begin. I couldn't wait to see if they would still be able to smile. Then, 10 minutes passed. Some of the classmates started to get impatient, and that's when the scheming woman finally arrived. My phone suddenly received an urgent news update, saying that the heavy rain had caused severe flooding in the city, and the road to the exam site had been temporarily closed. The scheming woman immediately apologized to me, saying she was worried about the classmates being nervous about the exam, so she had taken it upon herself to buy everyone some lollipops before I could speak. My boyfriend snatched the lollipops away from her, saying that someone as selfish as me didn't deserve to eat the lollipops she bought. With the comfort of the classmates, the scheming woman quickly stopped crying and started smiling. The bus driver then started the engine, and the classmates sang along while eating their lollipops as if they were going on a spring outing instead of taking an exam. However, with a sudden screech of the brakes, the bus suddenly came to a stop. The driver informed us that the road ahead was flooded and blocked, and we probably wouldn't make it to the exam on time. Hearing this, the classmates immediately panicked and turned to me. They knew my father was the richest man in the area and assumed I could do something to get them to the exam site. I thought back to my